What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Miami Dolphins offensive line from our game against the Atlanta Falcons. I got the All-22s here from NFL Plus, so that's great. Glad that they are doing this again for preseason. I do have our numbers of our offensive line listed. I mean, obviously, the starters I'm pretty familiar with. If you haven't watched my my position breakdowns, this list is basically everyone in black is pretty much the offensive lineman I want to keep on the active 53. The green are the ones that are fighting for that last spot, because as you can see, I have 8 offensive linemen in black that I think they're automatically making the roster, and I think we got space for one more. Keon Smith, I believe, tore his ACL, which is unfortunate. That's what I was hearing. So right now it'd be between Jack Driscoll and Lester Cotton. And then everyone in red are people that I don't think are going to make the team. Or at least that I don't really want there, if that makes sense. But Sean Harlow, I couldn't find his number on any of the websites, and I can't remember what it was during the game. So we'll see. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, so we'll start going. We'll go from left to right, analyzing everybody. Patrick Paul played the vast majority of the game, which is cool. Also, interesting that Keon Smith is actually playing left guard. From what I understand, he's pretty much been playing left tackle most of camp. Nice little help situation here. Gets his hands inside. I'm breaking down Keon Smith because Patrick Paul isn't really having to do a whole lot. Okay, let's move on to the center, which is actually Jack Driscoll. Interesting playing him at center. He kind of plays everything: guard, tackle, center. I don't think he's necessarily that great at any of those positions, but the versatility is nice. He gets his hands inside. That's cool. Knee bend is fine. It's a good rep. Lester Cotton comes over and helps. So he starts off helping. Yeah, he just kind of helped Ryan Hayes a little bit. All right, let's take a look at how Ryan handled the edge rusher. Okay, it's not even an edge rusher. Gets his hands inside initially, playing a little bit high. That's fine. Starting with Patrick Paul. Okay, this one's going to be kind of harder to break down. This is where Patrick Paul should do pretty good. He is athletic. Yeah, there's not a lot to break down. I can talk about Ryan Hayes kind of sealing up the backside of this. Kind of gets his hands swiped a little bit. But he does recover well. Yeah. Gets his hands swiped, recovers, gets at least one of the hands inside. Eventually gets the left. That's not a bad rep. Granted, I don't think the edge rusher was giving a whole lot of effort on that play, because at that point the play had already gone the other direction. Let's see. Let's take a look at Patrick Paul. Gave up his chest. Don't love that. I do like the knee bend. His feet have improved a lot. Because in college, I hated his feet. I hated his hands, hated his feet, hated every technical aspect. His feet could still use a little bit of work, but they are getting a lot better. I don't like him giving up his chest. Like, this hand shouldn't still be where it's at. It's not even on his opponent. I want him to punch rather than catch people. But he does recover pretty well. Does have help. Jack Driscoll really doesn't do a whole lot. Let's take a look at Lester. Well, he's help guy, but Lester Cotton is more or less taking this block. Looks like he has the left hand inside, right hand on the outside shoulder. That's fine. Let's take a look at Ryan Hayes. Gets his hand swiped again. Again, a pretty decent recovery. Don't love the hands on the shoulder pads. Does kind of fix it, though. There you go. Eventually fights to try to get that left hand inside. That's a pretty good rep, though. Overall, I think the offensive line did pretty well. And I don't got to watch a punt. I think we did particularly well on the run. Same lineup. Okay. Between drives, I'll kind of take a look at that. Right hand inside, left on the shoulder pad. Does eventually fight to get the... Oh, not really. There it is. There it is. At that point, Skyler's already gone. Okay, let's take a look at Keon Smith. Alright, not a whole lot here. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about here. Good block from Rucci, though. Right, Rucci is 49? Yep. Yeah, I do actually have the whole roster here. But I just highlighted the offensive line for obvious purposes. Again, don't really like the outside hand. He is leaning a little bit too. I don't love that, especially if you're going to give up your chest, because a cloth pull would you'd end up on your face. Knee bend is good. I'd like him to move his feet a little more, but overall not a bad rep. Let's take a look at Keon Smith. Oof. Kind of misses a little bit. That's never what you want, giving up all the inside leverage. Luckily, he has some help from Driscoll. Let's take a look at Lester Cotton. Lester Cotton, kind of lost balance there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. His knees are practically touching. That's not great. And Ryan Hayes is on the ground. Why is Ryan Hayes on the ground? Ah. He straight up got put there. Okay. His knees kind of got close together too. That's not where you're strong. Yeah, that's why you don't lean, my guy. That right there is why you don't lean. You got your feet crossing. You're playing over your pads. Ugh. Just kind of torques your body and you end up on the floor. Luckily, you had tight end help. Same lineup. That could be a cleaner exchange between Keon and Paul. Because I think Keon is meant to take on this block, and then Patrick Paul is supposed to climb to number 0 there, but that doesn't really happen because they don't really get a good block on him. I don't think Driscoll does it. Well, actually. So that's handled a little bit. Well, actually, they both let him go. That's not great. Nobody ends up blocking him. They both let him go. That's not great. Ryan Hayes. That's not bad. I'm pretty sure he's got his right hand inside. This type of zone. Whoa. You trying to get him in a guillotine choke? Like, what are you doing? I don't love that. But it doesn't matter because the play's going the other way. And I am getting nitpicky with the technique. I understand. But you have to. Leaning a little. Oh, my God. We'll get to Keon Smith in a minute. But, anyway. I do like the hands. They were a little high. I do like him readjusting his hands. Good help from Tanner Connor. That kind of allows Patrick Paul to reset his hands. That little help from Tanner. Okay, oh my God, Ryan Hayes was on the floor again. Okay, we'll look at that in a minute. Let's talk about Keon Smith. What happened to him? Oof. Leaning. Feet way too wide. Oof. Both hands on the back of the jersey. That's not what you want. Slow. Oof. Alright, let's take a look at Driscoll. Driscoll's not doing a whole lot. That's not Ryan Hayes on the floor. Okay, that's Rucci on the floor. Never mind. That's not that bad. What's Lester Cotton doing? That's a pretty damn good block from Lester Cotton, actually. Gets his left hand inside. In this case, I don't mind the right hand on the shoulder because there's not really another option. If he wants to run away from the play side, then you know what? Let's run away from the play side together. They can do that. What's Ryan Hayes doing? He climbs up and misses the block on the linebacker. To be fair, that's kind of Driscoll's fault. He was about to block him, and then Driscoll hit him away from Ryan Hayes. Man, that's pretty bad, though, when Ryan Hayes and Jack Driscoll are about to double team this linebacker, and neither one of them ends up blocking him. That's pretty bad. That's not what you want. That last play wasn't great overall for the O-line. What the hell was that? What is that arm swing? Why'd you do that? What is that? You're actively giving him your chest. And yeah, he took it. I mean, good recovery. Good recovery. Luckily, you're strong as shit. But imagine if you were punching rather than this weird wraparound. But he gets his hands on the shoulder pads eventually, which, again, isn't great, but... Luckily, he's strong as shit. That's all I can say. He also kind of stops his feet eventually, too. Okay. That's not a great rep. Keon Smith. That's a little better. I don't like how far he's leaning forward, but at least he's punching. But because he's leaning, he's just going to swipe those hands down. Because, like, when I say I want you to punch first, I don't, want you to throw your whole body into it, because then you're just going to get your arms swiped like this. I don't want you leaning that far forward. He got his ass whooped. I don't think Driscoll does a whole lot. No, he kind of watches Skyler get hit. Okay, cool. What about Lester Cotton? That's not bad. Got his left hand inside, right hand. There you go. Good adjustment. Doesn't settle for bad hand position. I like it. How about Ryan Hayes? Missing. Oof. He stopped his feet? What happened? Yeah, he kind of did. Yeah, he didn't even fake to the inside or nothing. His feet are just not great. Okay. Okay, that's the field goal. Cool. This is just the one play this drive. Okay. I understand that this is an interception from Skyler, but that's not what we're looking at. We've got a change at left guard. 64. Well, by default, that's got to be Sean Harlow. I'm just going to go ahead and write that. Cool. Didn't realize I didn't remember us plugging him in at guard. That's interesting. That's interesting putting him at guard and Jack Driscoll at center. That's an interesting thing. Because Sean Harlow is a center and Jack Driscoll is a guard / tackle. It's an interesting decision. I also, on a side note, think it's interesting putting God, what's his name? He was from the Chiefs. Jesus. Fortson. And Tanner Connor at H-back, which, like, we're kind of moving them around, like, doing H-back, fullback stuff. Like, it's interesting what we're doing with them. Not really surprising, because we've done that type of stuff a lot in previous years, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, Patrick Paul. Not a lot to do on that play. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Ooh, Sean Harlow. Giving up your chest. Good knee bend. That's cool. Don't like the hands. Are you gonna... Okay. Okay, you didn't settle for bad hand position. That's nice. Yeah, that's an alright fight. I don't hate that. How about Driscoll? Yeah, it's fine. Looks like Lester Cotton was just kind of helping him out. Alright. Ryan Hayes looks like he was dying a slow, painful death over there on the right. Oh my God, his... Man. His feet are so wide. Jesus. Looks like he's leaning. He's all over the place. He just... Ooh, that's a nasty swim move. Oof. It wasn't even actually that nasty of a swim move, like, technically, but worked on Ryan Hayes. The thing is, like, you always think the offensive line's doing fine until, like, you really look at it. I mean, there are some bright spots, for sure. Patrick Paul actually isn't doing bad. Technically, he's still not that good. He's just so damn strong. Like, he's kind of making it work. Yeah, not a lot of people could get away with that. That's not bad, though. That's better. That's better. Good, decent knee bend. Could play a little lower, but, you know. Let's see. Sean Harlow. That's not great. Giving up the inside leverage. But, I mean, he had center help at the start, but center had to climb. That's not good. That's not great. That's not great from Driscoll. He was supposed to climb to try to block this linebacker. He ends up tripping. That's... Okay. What about Lester Cotton? What's Lester Cotton do? That ain't bad. I mean, he had the initial fight. Gets his hands inside. Can't really see. Guessing he defeats that right hand. He's got to move with him a little bit better than that. But what about Ryan Hayes? Ryan Hayes gets his ass whooped by a linebacker. Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure about Ryan Hayes. Damn. I know he's only a help guy, but look at this little push. Just that little shove. Jesus. Like I said, he technically he's not very good yet, but he's just strong as shit. Alright, Harlow gets his right hand swiped. Recovers pretty well with Patrick Paul's help. They kind of had 3 people on him. Driscoll, did he do anything else before he went and helped? Not really. Sorry about the thunder. Didn't know it was about to storm right when I was going to start recording. That's great. Yeah, at this point, you should be helping Lester Cotton, who's getting his ass whooped. Like, this guy's already double-teamed, and this guy's about to run free and smack Skyler in the face. And Ryan Hayes looks like he got his ass whooped. We'll look at that in a minute. Yeah. Lester Cotton got his hand swiped immediately, huh? Sure did. Got his hand swiped, and then he was able to put that left hand right on the chest. That's not great. Yeah, see, Driscoll should have helped Lester Cotton there rather than trying to help Harlow. Let's look at Ryan Hayes. Die a slow, painful death. That wasn't slow and painful, actually. At all. Leaning forward, man. Sad punch. Yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it, man. I think Ryan Hayes plays the whole game because I think he ends the game at left tackle. All right. Patrick Paul giving up his chest. Pushes him into Skylar Thompson. That's cool. That's what you do. Here, you're not hitting him with enough force. Let me help you hit my quarterback. It's a good strategy. What'd Skylar do to you? Actually, you pushed him into Sean Harlow and Skylar Thompson. I mean, this definitely shows the strength. Like, he just pushes him into the defender. Actually, this goes through Sean Harlow and Jack Driscoll and the two defenders and just shoves them all into Skylar Thompson. That's interesting. Anyway, let's take a look at what Sean Harlow did before he got assaulted. Got his chest taken. Nice. Love that. Not a lot of knee bend, like at all. Yeah, Jack Driscoll comes over to help. That's fair. Good rep from Lester Cotton over here. He crosses his face. He picks it up pretty well. Hands inside. Love that. That's a great rep. I'm kind of leaning toward Lester Cotton being that last guy. The only thing is that he's pretty much just a guard where, you know, Driscoll plays like every position. But I think Lester Cotton's probably the better player. Like, I think Lester Cotton is better at guard than Driscoll is at everything. Let's take a look at Ryan Hayes. What did he do? Damn, he is slow. He is so slow. And he knows it. That's why he's punching early. And only with one hand. And his feet are super narrow. Decent knee bend, though. But, he recovered, actually, all right. Fair enough. All right, what we got here? Okay, so Patrick Paul doesn't have much to do in the beginning of this play. He ends up kind of picking it up for Harlow. What's Harlow do before that? Gets his hand swiped. That's what he does. Okay. Good job, Patrick Paul there, saving Harlow there. What about Driscoll? Pretty good snaps from Driscoll. That's been pretty consistent. Good knee bend, good hands there. It's a good rep from Harlow. I mean, Driscoll. Well, Lester Cotton. Gets his hands swiped a little bit. Eh, good recovery from Hayes. See, if they only rush 3 every time, we might be all right. Should be a rule when they play the Dolphins, everybody. You can only rush 3. Okay, good rep from Patrick Paul. Still don't love the hands outside thing, but that's a pretty good rep. He gives up his chest. That's actually not as egregious. It's a pretty good rep. Good knee bend. Pretty decent feet. Cool. How's Sean Harlow doing? He goes and helps Jack Driscoll. How's Driscoll do before the help? Looks like he was doing fine. Yep. Doesn't immediately get his hands inside. Does eventually fix it, though. Love that. Leaning. Oh, actually, no, that's fine. Knee bends. Good rep. Taking a look at Lester Cotton. He looked like he was doing okay. Yeah, looks like he's got the left hand inside. He's fighting with the right hand. Good recovery. Ryan Hayes getting his ass whooped again. All right, let's take a look at that. Yep, going straight to the outside, swiping the hand. You know he's slow. You know his feet are bad. Keep doing it. He's lucky his opponent tripped. Ugh. Side note, our field is disgusting. Like, the Falcons and Dolphins players were slipped. Like, look at that. They were slipping all over it all night. Okay. Fortson was supposed to block that? Okay. It's not an offensive lineman's fault. Okay. What's Patrick Paul do? That's not bad. Don't love the feet. What about Sean Harlow? You're going to go help Driscoll, which is good because Driscoll lost the rep. Well, actually, he was doing all right until his opponent got pushed. Okay. Lester Cotton seems to be doing fine, but the play's going this way. Leaning a little bit. Oh, man. A cloth pull would have been real bad. Right there. Yeah, he does eventually lose the rep. What about Ryan Hayes? Yeah, that's not great. Not bad either, but it's not great. I mean, at that point, the play's going the other way. Doesn't really matter. All right, second quarter. Cool. You can get a better look at their feet this way, too. It's a pretty good rep from Patrick Paul. This is definitely preferred view for offensive line. Gets the right hand inside at first. Eventually brings the left. I like it. It's a really good rep, actually. Decent knee bend. Let's take a look at Sean Harlow. I think he mostly just helped Patrick Paul. Actually, not really. What about Jack Driscoll? Started off helping Lester Cotton. Didn't really stick with it. Okay. What about Lester? Left hand. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not bad. How about Ryan Hayes? Did he get beat? Oh, this is a bigger defender, too. He may be alright then. Gives up his chest. Decent knee bend, though. Gives up ground slowly. I'm alright with that. This guy's supposed to run free, by the way. That's the scheme. That's the whole scheme. Good rep from Patrick Paul. It's both of his hands inside him, and you can see the defender's hands like flailing on his back. That's pretty good. Sean Harlow mostly just helps him. Driscoll, let's take a look at. Ooh, the ball get off beat him. Luckily, actually Lester Cotton didn't really help him. Luckily, the ball was getting rid of. He was getting rid of the ball quick. Let's take a look at Lester Cotton. Hands inside. That's not bad. And Ryan Hayes kind of sealed that up. It's a gap exchange, but yeah, that wasn't. Nothing was happening there. Ooh, who cleans up the? Okay. Fair enough. So, from Sean Harlow, good job keeping your head on a swivel. This wasn't going to matter, but he does see this guy and picks him up. That's cool. Again, I don't really need to see offensive line. I mean, field goals. 21-yard run. Cool. All right. We have moved Driscoll over to right guard. Harlow is still at left guard. And we have Andrew Mayer at center. Cool. Yeah, Jalen Wright went crazy. That's not who we're looking at today, but boy. Patrick Paul doesn't really have to do a whole lot on this play. Because eventually, it's fine. There's not a whole lot probably to break down here. Does anybody climb well? Ryan Hayes looking a little lost. Yeah. We can look at Jack Driscoll. Jack Driscoll's going to pull to the right to kind of seal this up. That's not bad. He's really the only offensive lineman that was really worth looking at on that play. That wasn't Driscoll. That was Harlow. My bad. For some reason, I keep flipping them in my head. It's not a bad rep. Harlow is helping. Ooh, Harlow actually climbed pretty well there. Helps out Patrick Paul, climbs and misses the linebacker. So he climbs, but he doesn't actually block the linebacker. Got it. Mayer loses. Oh, I don't like that. Andrew Mayer starts with the block. Loses it. And then this guy ends up being a part of the tackle. Actually, he's the one that finishes it. Don't love that. Driscoll and Ryan Hayes. Yeah. Not a whole lot there. Okay. Good climb from Patrick Paul. Ooh, that's a great block. That's a really good rep from Patrick Paul here. And he does help out Harlow a little bit and then climbs up to the linebacker. Doesn't get his hands inside, but it's a linebacker. That's okay. Turns his body so that he would have to go through him to get to the play side. Nice. That's a really good rep. Okay, how about Harlow? It's a good block from Harlow, too. about Mayer? Nope. Driscoll looked like he was doing fine, though. Indeed. Ryan Hayes trying to get a block in the back foul put on him. That's not a bad strategy. All right, Patrick Paul. Seals that up real well. Oof. Harlow. Climbs, dives to try to block the linebacker. All right. Let's take a look at Mayer. Misses with his hands. Cool. How about Driscoll? Not a whole lot. Man, Ryan Hayes doesn't do a whole lot either. Okay. That's not bad from Ryan Hayes, though. I mean, the play is going to the left. Again, it doesn't really matter. You know, I wouldn't, just for this year, I wouldn't mind seeing Patrick Paul at left guard a little bit. Just because I'd like to get him on the field, maybe. I don't know. Maybe see if he's better than Isaiah Wynn at left guard. Good knee bend. Good hands. Yeah, it's a good rep. Play is going the other way, but, you know. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about with the offensive line there. Offense did seem to be moving a little bit better with Skyler. Slightly better receivers and stuff, but still. I know quarterback isn't really what we're looking at here, but it's not bad. Ugh. Let's take a look at Harlow here. Not much to talk about. These plays are a little harder to evaluate for linemen. Ryan Hayes doing an alright job. Alright. The outside zone stuff is kind of tougher. Alright. Flag. Cool, cool, cool. Patrick Paul. That's an ugly ass number for D lineman. He does get involved in the tackle, but he also goes unblocked. I mean, that is the scheme. Yeah, Patrick Paul, I'm gonna need you to not miss the linebacker like that, though. All right, let's take a look at Harlow. He also misses. Nice. About Mayer. Also gets hand swiped. Cool. But Driscoll. Did Driscoll do all right? Nope. Almost got Skyler killed. What about Ryan Hayes? No, they all got murdered on that play. That's that. I mean, it was a screen. You're not really meant to hold your block too long, but you know, Jesus. They all miss with their hands. Oh, man, I do not like how high your hands are. There you go. Fix it. Leaning like a motherfucker, though. Patrick Paul comes over to help. I would like your knees to not be that close together. But, you know. Let's take a look at Mayer here. I don't know if it's Mayer or Meyer. Forget. Hands inside. That's not a bad rep. He can't do anything about this linebacker. Jack Driscoll getting his ass whooped. Too slow out of his stance. Yeah, he's caught leaning. Sure enough, Ryan Hayes is also too slow out of his stance. Gets his hand swiped. Swipe or no swiping? Yeah, it's not great from Patrick Paul. I'd like to see him punch there. Right there. Well, if your hands were up, you could have punched, but you had him down at your waists. So you're not able to punch. How about Harlow? That's not bad. Mayer. It's not bad either. Driscoll kind of helps him out. Ryan Hayes doesn't look like he has anyone to block. Nope. Okay. Good job from Skylar Thompson here. Picked up that first down. I remember that. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was the questionable AI thing. I'm still not sure about that, by the way. How I feel about the AI deciding those things. I know it works in tennis, but it just looks suspect to me. I'm not sure they've ironed it out. So Patrick Paul's leaning quite a bit. Took a long time to get his hands on him. Play is going the other way, though. How about... Alright. I took a block from Harlow. So Harlow's going to pull. Right follows the block pretty well. That's not bad. Harlow ain't doing bad at guard. Well, I don't know. There. It's not a bad block either. Well, Driscoll. That's fine. What did Ryan Hayes do? That's pretty good. Climbed well. Actually, he was a big part of this block. He helps out Driscoll, climbs up, blocks the linebacker. So Wright can score. Yeah. Good rep. Him and Sean Harlow were really the main ones on that play. So shout out to them. All right, Patrick Paul. Patrick Paul. By the way, if you lose to a D lineman wearing 62, you're in trouble. Just wanted to say that. It's an ugly-ass number for a D lineman. I don't care what people say. But, anyway. Play is going the other way. The Driscoll... Not Driscoll. I don't know why I keep mixing their names up. Sean Harlow. Yeah. About Mayer. Good job. Gets his hands inside. Turns his body. Like that. How about on the actual play side? What's Driscoll doing? That was so close. Fucking that up. What about Ryan Hayes? What's Ryan Hayes doing? That's not bad. So him and Driscoll are blocking this guy together. He climbs up and grabs the linebacker. Puts him in a rear naked choke. Rips his helmet off, actually. That's not a penalty. They didn't call it, so it ain't a penalty. Hands outside. Don't love that. I do like the base, though. Knee bends all right. Yep, that's why I don't like you giving up your chest. Now you lost to a D lineman wearing 62. Was able to get his hands under that arm. Bad business. They're a little high, too. All right. All right, Harlow. How about Mayer? All right with that. What's Mayer doing before the help arrives? He's doing fine. He goes over and helps Jack Driscoll. Jack Driscoll and Ryan Hayes are doing fine over here. Yeah. Yeah, good rep from them. Overall, the offensive line is not doing bad. And yes, I am nitpicking their technique, but that's what this is. All right. Patrick Paul was going too far to the outside. Gives up the inside leverage pretty bad. Luckily, Harlow was able to kind of pick that up. Looks like kind of a gap exchange, though, to be fair. Yeah, and then Patrick Paul picks that up decently, but at that point, the ball was gone. Harlow handled it really well. Gets his hands inside, passes him over to Paul, picks him up. Kind of gets hit in the chest, but recovers. Does have help from Mayer. I think Mayer only really helps on that play. Yep. About Driscoll. Hands outside, don't love that. The left one might be inside. Oh, man. Yeah, it's not great. About Ryan Hayes. He's kind of doing better as the game's progressed. Well, a cloth pull would have been real bad. But giving up ground slowly. He's just really bad against really shifty opponents. That's what that is. He's up against a really bursty, shifty edge rusher. He's going to be in for some problems. All right, let's take a look at Patrick Paul. All right. Decent feet there. Kind of gives up some inside leverage, but oof, actually feet not great. Actually, changed my mind. Hands were a little better. Luckily, Harlow was able to help him. Good rep from Harlow. Mayer was able to pick this guy up pretty well. The nose. Yeah, good rep from him. Mayer's actually not doing bad. Well, Driscoll. All right, lost initially. Oh, get that hand back. All right. He ended the rep pretty well. But Ryan Hayes. Ooh. All right. Gave up ground slowly. Eventually stopped him. Set the anchor down. Terrible decision from Skylar Thompson. Hands outside, leaning. It's not great. Not a terrible rep. Again, a lot of times he just gets away with it with strength. But a cloth pull would be devastating there. You're already leaning forward. You're giving up your chest. That's not a great combo. A savvy D lineman with a good cloth pull, that would be bad. Savvy defensive lineman, I apologize. Decent block from Harlow. About Mayer. He helps Harlow at first, climbs up to the linebacker. That's not bad, but I need you to hold that. About Driscoll. Yeah, he's just kind of chest to chest with him. He's not really using his hands. Yeah. Good block from Ryan Hayes. Ryan Hayes just bear hugging people now. Just rear naked choke. You know what though? If they're not gonna call you for it, keep putting people in rear naked chokes. See, he's just strong as shit. Like he's holding his pinky finger and stopping him with it. Like, actually, he's got Patrick Paul's wrist. Patrick Paul is stopping him with his wrist. Well, there's not a whole lot of effort there either, but you know. Yeah. Harlow, let's take a look. Yeah, that's not great. Mayor. That's a pretty good rep from you. Like Jack Driscoll's doing fine too. They climbed to the... That's actually... Yeah, him and Ryan Hayes actually did pretty decent there. I think. Let me take a look at Driscoll again. Let's take a look. Yeah. All right. Patrick Paul climbs the linebacker pretty well. It's not bad. How about Harlow? It's a good rep from Harlow. Loses it eventually. Good climbing from Mayer, but doesn't actually make the block. Driscoll. Hands inside. That's a pretty good rep. Looks like Ryan Hayes was doing fine. Don't love the hands. Looks like the edge rusher had no idea what was going on. Patrick Paul just assumed. He went out wide immediately, leaning forward. Yeah. Play's going the other direction, but man. Looks like Harlow and Mayer just tripped over each other's feet. Yep. Alright, what about Driscoll? Climbs. Doesn't actually sustain the block. What about Ryan Hayes? Man. Immediately got his ass whooped. That was a bad rep from everybody. Patrick Paul was, I guess, alright. If I had to say who was the best. They did not handle this gap exchange at all. They both blocked this dude. Yeah, someone was supposed to pick him up. Yeah, what should have happened is Harlow should have passed 71 to Patrick Paul, and Harlow should have picked up this dude. But instead, they both blocked 71, and that's not great. Mayer. Him and Driscoll handle that pretty well. How about Ryan Hayes? What the hell happened to 48? Look. Oh, you punch him in the chin. Ryan Ryan Hayes is confused at what sport this is. He just punched him in the face. I feel you. Just got right under the face mask. Hands to the face. Putting people on rear naked chokes. You think this is MMA? I feel you, though. He was getting his ass whooped in the first quarter. Start actually fighting people. There you go. Anyway, Patrick Paul. Damn, the ball he gets rid of the ball quick on this play. Harlow, not doing great. Looks like Ryan Hayes probably dying. Mayer. Not a lot to talk about. Actually, it's Driscoll getting his ass whooped. I just assumed on the right side. Yeah, he got beat off the ball. Not getting out of a stance fast enough. That's what that is. Ryan Hayes was alright. Alright. Whoop. Back to this view. So now we've got Jack Driscoll at right tackle. And we've got Matthew Jones at right guard. Okay. So Driscoll, we played at center, guard, and tackle. Interesting. Everything else is still the same. Sounds good. Starting Patrick Paul. All right. Play went the other way. Effort really ain't there. That's fine. Harlow. Gonna climb. That's actually pretty good from Harlow. Not climb. I meant to say swing. About Mayer. Who the fuck did I say 62 was? Matthew Jones. That's right. Leaning forward like a motherfucker, huh? Decent recovery, though. Some anger from Matthew Jones. I don't mind that. About Driscoll. So they put Ryan Hayes back in this game eventually then. Because I'm pretty sure Ryan Hayes finishes the game at left tackle. Huh. But Driscoll... Oh, that is Hayes. I'm sorry, I thought that 6 was a 5. My bad, that is Ryan Hayes. They took Driscoll out completely. Okay, so they're not putting Driscoll at tackle then. Okay. Back to Patrick Paul. All right. Him and Harlow handled that pretty well. What about Mayer? Gets his right hand inside. Left hand is just kind of doing what it wants. I don't know what the fuck he's doing with it. About Matthew Jones. Comes over to help. Probably a good call. What about Ryan Hayes? It's not bad. What happened there? Did he stop his feet? Yeah, kind of. Yep. Ryan Hayes' feet just aren't good, man. Anytime he really needs to depend on his feet, it's not a great situation. All right, Patrick Paul. Man, he got rid of the ball fast. Leaning like a motherfucker. Harlow doesn't do much before the play ends. That's a screen, that's why. Okay. Yeah, there's not going to be a lot to talk about here. All right. Same 5. Okay. It's not bad. Again, play is going the other way. I would like to see him seal that a little better. What about Harlow? What the fuck happened? Oh yeah, that's right. I was wondering what happened here, but the exchange was just muffed. Okay. Don't love you crossing your feet like that. What about Mayer? Climbs up to the linebacker. That's a pretty good rep. Matthew Jones. Hands inside, actually. All right. About Ryan Hayes. Yeah, there's not a lot for him to do. Okay. Really reaching. Decent enough recovery, but that's not a great rep. Pick up your feet. Harlow. Mayer. Kind of. Oh, there you go. Pick up the linebacker. Good job having your head on a swivel. Harlow's had a few plays like that, keeping his head on a swivel. Actually, that's Mayer. Harlow pulls. Okay. Let's take a look at Matthew Jones, who ends up picking this guy up. It's the left hand inside, right hand on the outside shoulder. Decent knee bend. It's not bad. I'd like to see both of his hands get inside, but... About Ryan Hayes. It's a good rep, good knee bend, good hands. Yeah. Ryan Hayes is starting to play a little bit better than he was in the beginning of the game. Mainly because he's he's against someone who's not as fast. All right, Patrick Paul. Nice. Get in the way of the running back. Cool. It's actually more just bad vision. Take a look at Sean Harlow. Yeah, him and Mayer are doing fine. Matthew Jones, though, pulled and missed real bad. That's where this play went wrong. What about Ryan Hayes? What did he do? Ryan Hayes did fine. Okay. Missed? Yeah, there's not a whole lot. I'm not even going to bother with that play. No thanks. Offensive line-wise, there's not a lot to talk about with plays like that. Handles the spin all right, but, I mean, the ball's already gone. It's a screen. Harlow, yeah, let's play too. Ryan Hayes is getting out there, though. Great play from right. I do like the effort from Patrick Paul. Once he sees that the play is coming the other way, Patrick Paul's active. He's not actually making any blocks, but I do like the effort. Great play from right. And good call giving him a break. All right. Him and Harlow, Patrick Paul and Harlow did pretty good on this rep. Good little combo block. About Mayer. Him and Matthew Jones. Okay. That's not really his fault. He was just trying to climb up the linebacker. Well, he needed to climb a little faster than that. Yeah, he needed to pass him on, and he needed to climb up to this linebacker a lot sooner. Okay. Matthew Jones, though, eventually, I mean, the left hand is inside immediately. The right hand, he's fighting for it. I'll tell you, when Matthew Jones actually gets his hands on somebody, it's not looking terrible. All right, Ryan Hayes. Hands inside. Was that a... Leaning a little bit. Looked like he pulled on the face mask. Which, I mean, fair enough, man. Yeah, yeah, is the way his head turned. He pulled on his face mask. That was not a cloth pull. That was a face mask pull. Oh, yeah. For sure. But he's been putting people in rear naked chokes, so... Fair enough. Punch someone in the chin. I ain't mad at it. Alright. It's not bad from Patrick Paul. Take a look at Harlow. Hands are all over the place. He's actually not even touching him. Hands are above the elbow and trying to tickle his tummy. Alright, what about Mayer? Not doing a lot. Alright, what about Matthew Jones? Left hand inside. You know, he's got a little bit of anger to him too, man. What about Ryan Hayes? Yep, he got beat with speed. There's a linebacker, to be fair. All right, Patrick Paul, let's see what we do. All right, we're going to combo block with Harlow. I don't hate that. All right, let's take a look at Mayer. What did he do? All right, hands inside. Decent knee bend. Good anchor. It looks like we double team this guy as well. See, that's what you're supposed to do to a defensive lineman wearing 62. You're supposed to not let him move. Alright, well, he got his hands swiped. Luckily, he had Ryan Hayes helping him. He does eventually recover and get both of his hands inside, though. Good knee bend. Pretty good anchor. Alright. Just seeing how many we got in the third. Okay, got 2 more drives in the third quarter. Probably not going to watch the last drive, which was just kneels. Paul gets the second level, but misses the block. All right. Harlow. Right hand inside, I think. Left hand right here. And it's more on the elbow. I'm okay with that. Mayer. Climbs over the linebacker and misses. That happens a lot. With everybody. Matthew Jones. Leaning like a motherfucker. Yeah. Put the one hand inside, one on the shoulder. Leaning. Uses his weight against him. Yeah. Ryan Hayes is dying a slow, painful death over there, it looked like. That's unfortunate. Looked like a little bit of a false start, too. Yep. Leaning like a motherfucker. And a little bit of a cloth pull. Not a super violent one. That time it looked like he actually pulled on his jersey, not the face mask. That's nice. I can't remember. Was Malone also the one that Ryan Hayes punched in the face? Might be. I don't remember which defender it was that he punched in the face earlier in the video. I really hate when Patrick Paul does that. Just puts his hands up and tries to slap your shoulders. Hiya! I know I'm supposed to be blocking you, but hiya! Shoulder slap. Double shoulder slap. Go. There's no power here. You're giving up your chest. It's not good. Eventually you fight to get your left hand inside. I like that. Alright, let's take a look at Harlow. It's both of his hands. Well, actually one hand inside. Him and Mayer kind of combo block. Okay. Let's take a look at Matthew Jones then. And never really gets his hand. Well, good recovery, actually. Doesn't initially get a good hold on him. But he does shadow him pretty well with his feet. And eventually really does recover. What about Ryan Hayes? Didn't look like he was blocking anybody. Guessing 51 drops back into coverage. Oh, no, he doesn't. Just not a lot of effort. Gotcha. He tired or something. He might have a concussion from getting punched in the face. No, that wasn't 51 that got punched. It was something in the 40s, I think. Might have been this dude. I don't think so, though. Anyway, Patrick Paul. Base got pretty narrow there. That kind of slows down your feet. Oh, yeah. His feet were all over the place. He was on roller skates a little bit. All right, Harlow. Oof, that's not great. Good recovery, though. Well, all right recovery. Mayer. Go over and help Matthew Jones. I don't hate that. What happened to Matthew Jones? He looked like he got his ass whooped. Got his hand swiped. Gotcha. Ryan Hayes seems to be doing all right. 51 also, effort-wise, isn't looking great. Get the one hand inside. I like that. All right, we got 3 plays on this drive. Let's see. Same 5, okay. I like that, Patrick Paul. Just randomly push that guy. Not a lot to do on this play. Why not? Screw that guy. Fuck that safety. Harlow. Yeah, not a whole lot. Mayer. Yeah. Matthew Jones. Missed real bad. Oh, yeah. Bad. What about Ryan Hayes? Missed with his hands. Yeah, when people explode and attack Ryan Hayes to the outside, it's usually pretty bad. Patrick Paul didn't have anything to do there. What about Harlow? Yeah. He gets rid of the ball pretty quick here. What about Mayer? Gets his right hand inside. Fights to get his left eventually. I don't hate that. Matthew Jones. Goes over and helps. What about Ryan Hayes? He seemed like he was doing all right. This is both of his hands inside. Decent knee bend. Actually, pretty good knee bend. Yeah, good rep from Patrick Paul. Kind of reaching a little bit, but good recovery. There you go. Get your hands inside. There you go. Harlow. Alright, just kind of helping Mayer out. I don't hate that. Ryan Hayes getting his ass whooped. We'll get there in a minute. Let's look at Matthew Jones first. Right-handed. There you go. Good recovery. Great rep from Matthew Jones. Like I said, when Matthew Jones actually gets his hands on you, it's not looking bad, actually. What happened to Ryan Hayes? He get beat to the outside? He sure did. Little inside fake. Swipe to hand. Yep, he's been getting his ass whooped with that all night. Shout out to Mike White. Also, just a quick thing. I know people are talking about wanting to bring back Tannehill. I don't necessarily want to do that. I might make a separate video on that. I just think it'd be a weird locker room situation to bring Tannehill back. I realize that not many of our players played with him. That's not what I'm saying. But just the fact that, you know, we got rid of Tannehill to tank for Tua, I think it would be kind of a weird situation. But whatever. Anyway, Patrick Paul. All right, good rep from Patrick. Blocks him the whole play. What does Harlow do? Helps Mayer out. Mayer's pretty good. Matthew Jones. Don't love the hands. Ryan Hayes. All right, good climb actually, and he actually blocked the linebacker in the. Well, got a cloth pull at the end there. I think after the whistle. They're just mad at Ryan Hayes. I ain't mad at it. He's been putting people in rear naked chokes and punching people, so I mean I feel you. All right, not a bad rep from Patrick Paul there. That's not great from Harlow. I think he's trying to climb. But Mayer really didn't get a hold on him. No, he didn't even climb. He just went over to help Patrick Paul. That's weird. None of these exchanges were handled properly because Matthew Jones didn't properly handle this guy. Like, none of these exchanges were handled well. He eventually recovers on his own pretty well. But that's because the play is going the other way. But Ryan Hayes. Ryan Hayes isn't up against someone explosive. Ryan Hayes might be a better guard. He's not super powerful either, but he doesn't handle speed well. Yeah, he gave up some outside leverage there. Alright, let's go back. Let's take a look at Harlow missing his block. That's cool. Mayer. The second level blocking is a little suspect. I ain't gonna hide it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Matthew Jones. That's didn't really hold. Ryan Hayes, in which the play is going the other way. Good hands. Yeah, that's a pretty good rep from Ryan Hayes. Patrick Paul. Not a lot to talk about. There's not a lot to talk about on this play offensive line-wise. Decent recovery. His feet Patrick Paul's feet kind of fallen apart throughout the game. Like I feel like they were better in the beginning. Harlow missed his block. Awesome. Not much effort there. Yeah, I'm not really feeling Sean Harlow. Andrew Mayer. That was bad. Caught leaning. Oof. Matthew Jones, right guard. Gets to the second level but misses the block. Like I've said, we've seen a lot of that. Ryan Hayes. Yeah. Not great. See, like Chris Brooks didn't really get the stats very well, but some of the blocking in the second half hasn't been great, especially in the run. All right, it's not bad from Patrick Paul. Knee bend. Better feet on that play. About Harlow. Hands kind of get outside. Mayer was helping him. Let's take a look at Matthew Jones then. Man, they don't really handle that. So, at this point, I'll point it out. So at this point, Ryan Hayes needed to pick this guy up, and Matthew Jones needed to handle him. Luckily, the ball was gone, but he was about to run free. Hopefully Burton's okay. He's already really fighting for a roster spot. I don't think Jaquan Burton makes the team, to be honest with you. He would have to really prove himself on special teams because he's a guy that's just fast, in my opinion. Like, he's not even particularly quick or agile, like making people miss wise. He just, I don't know. When did they take Patrick Paul out? Oh, wait, we have a change at right tackle. Baron Matos. I think I remember. That's how you say it. This guy has barely played offensive line. He's pretty new at it. Strong as hell, though. Actually, he's barely played football. All right. Not bad from Patrick. Still don't love the hands. Like to get them inside. His hands are pretty high. And outside. Talking about Harlow now. Looked like he stopped his feet, too. Yeah, he did. About Mayer. It's not bad. Him and Matthew Jones kind of worked on that together. What about Matos? Not really a gradable play for him. Hands outside. Good knee bend. Stopped his feet eventually. Luckily, this dude ain't super explosive. The defender, I mean. Looked like Oh no, Harlow hands the outside. Decent recovery. How did Matthew Jones end up over here? Was he pulling? Yeah, he did. Okay. So he ends up kind of helping Harlow. So then we'll look at Mayer. Missed his block. That's awesome. Matos is kind of standing there. Good block from Chris Brooks, actually. He is a decent blocker for a running back, though. Okay. That's not bad from Patrick Paul. Handles the spin pretty well. Base gets pretty wide, but that's okay. Harlow. So, generally speaking, if you're not familiar, I kind of like your feet relatively parallel with your shoulders. If you get too much wider than that or too much more narrow than that, it can cause problems. When you're wide, you can be kind of off balance, and you're kind of slow. When you're narrow, you're really off balance. So, just in case you're not familiar. Like, for example, Harlow's base way too wide. Right here. Yeah. Like that, that's way too wide. Hands are alright, though. Because, like, when they're that wide, it's very hard to adjust to any moves that your opponent makes. So when he's going toward, his left-hand shoulder, like, he has a hard time recovering. All right. Doesn't really do a whole lot. What about Matthew Jones? Like I said, when he really gets his hands on you, he doesn't move. I mean, I wish his right hand was inside, but it looks like his left is. It's not bad. Matos, let's see. It's weird spacing. I feel like Matos was supposed to line up a little differently. Goes up his chest a little bit. That's not bad. Knee bend wasn't good. Alright, this is the last drive. And after that, it's just QB kneels, and I don't have anything to talk about with QB kneels. So, okay. And Ryan Hayes is back. I thought he came in at left tackle. So literally just the last two drives is when Patrick Paul came out. At that point, you may as well just finish the game. But maybe you wanted to see Ryan Hayes at left tackle a little bit. Maybe you wanted a little bit of film of that. That's fair. Yeah, you're not creating any separation. You're just kind of chest to chest with him, and he kind of just uses your momentum against you. Luckily, Rucci kind of slows him down. All right, let's take a look at Harlow. All right, good second level block, actually. Good climbing. What about Mayer? Yeah, he ended up on the ground. Kind of lost his balance a little bit. What about Matthew Jones? Just kind of, not a whole lot for him to do there. What about Matos? Hands inside. Driving his feet. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I think this might be the last play. I think it is. Alright. He handled that pretty well. His opponent went for a swim move. Ryan Hayes handles it pretty well, although he kind of bear hugs him. I'd rather you not be chest to chest. I'd rather you use your hands. But anyway, Harlow. It's not bad. Mayer climbs to the second level. Doesn't actually get the block. That's okay. Linebacker's going to outrun you. Oof. I don't like that from Matthew Jones. That slow wind up, wrap up, I don't like that. I mean, I can't call Patrick Paul out for it and not call out Matthew Jones for doing the same shit. But anyway, let's look at Matos. Yeah, not a lot for him. He looks a little confused. I'd like him to run up and block somebody. Go get this linebacker. Go get the DB. Go get somebody. Oh, there is one more play. Also, I don't think they were using Mike Harley quite correct. I know we're talking about offensive line, not receiver, but I just wanted to mention that. He is pretty shifty, and he can be a bit of a gadgety guy, but he's more of a route runner. Just wanted to kind of say that. Good rep from Ryan Hayes, actually. Well, you know, kind of. Giving up ground slowly. Kind of cross his feet eventually, which isn't what you want. What about Harlow? Oof. Yeah, both of his hands outside. Oh my god. That's not great. What about Mayer? Mayer did fine. Not a whole lot for him to do. What about Matthew Jones? Don't like you crossing your feet. Decent recovery, I guess. Matos missed with his hands big time. Yeah, and you don't get the first down here. I still don't know about that. This is again where, like, I'm not really sure. Because, like, if you actually look at it, because he isn't touched yet. Now he is. That's a first down. But they called him, like, they said the ball was, like, here. But he didn't get touched till he was over here. Yeah, I'm not sure about the AI of that shit. But anyway. That's going to be it for this video. Holy shit, this is an hour 30. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, I would appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.